Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to unlock razor sharp focus and get rid of your brain fog. So picture this, right? You've gotten up one day and you've realized you want to be more productive. You want to either learn something new or maybe you want to create something. So you do what you think is right. You wake up a little bit earlier, or you set aside some time in the afternoon, let's say, and you have your breakfast or whatever meal you want to have, and then you sit down. You try to get the work done. Okay, you think you're being productive. And then you're trying to do the thing you want to do. But your mind is just wandering and your brain just feels foggy and hazy. Like the thoughts aren't very clear. You just can't seem to get your brain to do what you want it to do. You just want to be like almost like numb. So how do we fix this? Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how I went from having crazy brain fog and now I can sit down and focus on a task and get it done in one go. It's currently 6 a.m. and I'm out here and I'm recording this video and hopefully you can get something out of it. So I'll move on to the first step we're going to do, okay? So step number 1, no food for the first 5 hours of being awake. Now, you don't want to have any food for around the first 5 hours of being awake. Okay, the only thing you can have is coffee, like black coffee specifically, and just water. Okay, so if you want to have the black coffee, you want to wait at least an hour after waking up to have the coffee, because what happens is as soon as you're awake, your cortisol levels are pretty high, so you're already going to be naturally awake and focused. Okay, this is just your brain's way of helping you survive. So you want to make the most of the natural cortisol that you have, and you just want to have the coffee at least an hour after you've woken up. That's when the cortisol starts to taper off a little bit, and then you can get the most out of your coffee, because there's not really any point having coffee if you don't really need the coffee, right? Now, moving on to the next bit here. What also happens as a result of not eating for the first couple of hours of being awake? As a natural response, being hungry or, on an empty stomach for a certain period of time, or an extended period of time, your body releases adrenaline and norepinephrine, which enhances alertness and focus in your brain. Okay, so norepinephrine, it acts as a neurotransmitter in the brain and increases alertness and attention, can boost your energy and your mental readiness, and it regulates your mood. Now, I put in this caveman here because we really haven't evolved since the people that we were 12,000 years ago. Okay, I'm pretty sure actual mainstream farming didn't come through until about 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. So we are still this dude in the middle of the screen. Okay, so we used to wake up every morning and hunt for our next meal. We didn't have a fridge where we can store our food. We had to mainly hunt or gather. So we needed that norepinephrine on these chemicals in our brain that naturally occur to keep us more focused in that hunting mode. So this is what our ancestors would have felt when they were living, in the caveman or hunter-gatherer times, right? Now, step number 2, you want to eat food that fuels your brain. Okay, your brain is made up of about 60% fat, and it actually prefers certain types of fats to function well as well. So fats don't cause large blood sugar swings compared to carbs, so you're going to feel more mentally calm and focused. And if you reduce carbs and you increase healthy fats, you can improve the brain fog, because it changes how your brain gets its fuel source. Now, I just said, remember, your brain is made up of mainly fat. So it has a preference to specific types of fat to use as fuel. So replacing or reducing carbs and increasing those healthy fats that your brain prefers, it changes how the brain gets its fuel, and that can lead to sharper mental clarity, more stable energy, and fewer crashes. So for my Southeast Asian or South Asian brothers, this picture probably looks really familiar. You go to a family function, or this might even be how your family eats. It's usually a big plate of rice with a little bit of protein, a little bit of vegetables, some kind of like leafy green. This is going to cause a crazy amount of a blood sugar spike because of all the carbs you're eating. So if you're finding yourself sleepy after a meal like this, then you know why. So no to these kinds of foods. If you want to eat like this, you can. You just need to portion control. Get rid of all the excess rice. You don't need that much rice, trust me. So these are examples of meals that I currently make for myself. So as you can see here, a lot of healthy fats. So avocado here, okay. You've got, salmon, and I'm eating healthy greens here, like capsicums, asparagus, zucchini, and of course steak, okay. And as you can see, there's not too many carbs. Like you've got some like whole grain rice here, there's some white rice here, but it's just very protein high and full of healthy fats basically, okay. And healthy fats you can get from sources like avocados, coconut oil, or fatty fish, and they'll provide you with that slow burning energy, okay. And you also want to cook with natural fat sources, so things like organic virgin coconut oil, beef tallow, and you can use grass-fed butter as well. That specific butter on the screen there is the one that I actually use as well, but I actually mainly use virgin coconut oil to cook my food. So rule of the game is more stable blood sugar equals to more stable brain function. So when you eat a lot of carbs, this graph shows exactly what happens with your blood sugar, okay? So this red line here, this is what happens when you eat a meal with insane amounts of carbs. Your blood sugar spikes like crazy. Oops, let me go back. Your blood sugar will spike like crazy, right? And then it crashes. That's when you feel lethargic, that's when you feel sleepy. You can't get anything done like that, okay? And it spikes again, crashes, spikes again. This is usually the 3 meals of the day you have as well, right? Constant spiking, crashing, okay? You want to eat those healthy fats and reduce your carbs so you can maintain a more stable blood sugar level throughout the day. This is ideal. So step number 3, you want to reduce your mental overload. So too much input is going to equal more brain fog, because your brains aren't really designed to have all this input throughout the day. So you want to limit things like, constant scrolling, multitasking, and, back-to-back content. So essentially just stop doom scrolling and you're going to find that you've got better, cognitive performance. You're going to have less brain fog. And you also want to try to do what's called monotasking. So doing one task at a time with no distractions. So you don't want to be like doing something like watching the TV or something, and then you're on your phone at the same time, or you're trying to do some work, but you're also like taking breaks or like going on your phone every couple of minutes. You want to try to build that muscle of being able to just sit still and just focus on one thing and being present and just giving that thing your entire focus. It's the same as going to the gym. You go to the gym, your first year week, your body doesn't really understand like how to react to this new thing that you're doing. So it's going to be really hard at the start, but the more you do it, the better you'll actually get at doing this. And of course, you want to build in silent time, like going on walks, doing some breath work, like meditating, and even journaling is really good. And like I said, why? Your brain isn't meant to process non-stop stimulation. It needs that blank space to just stop, think, and just clear your thoughts. That's probably why when you're in the shower, hopefully you don't take your phone into the shower, but when you're in the shower, you don't have any of that stimulation. You're just like in the present, in the moment. Your thoughts are clear. That's why you normally have your best ideas while you're having a shower or while you're in the toilet. You're just clear. You have time to just think. Okay, so your brain needs that. So too much input equals fog. Step number 4, you want to optimize sleep. Now, no matter what steps from this video that you try to implement, if your sleep sucks, then you're not going to have the best performance when it comes to being able to focus and concentrate. If your sleep sucks, your productivity, your work, your focus is just going to be terrible. So sleep is a non-negotiable. There's so many guides on how to improve your sleep. It it really comes down to a few simple things that I've literally outlined here. So you want to get 7 to 9 hours of consistent high quality sleep. The way you do this, you stick to a regular sleep schedule, even on the weekends, okay? Seriously, don't stop sleeping in on the weekends. You don't need the extra sleep. Just sleep at the same schedule every single day, and you'll be fine. You want to basically avoid screens, like phones, you don't want to be like this guy, okay? Don't be like this guy right before you're about to go to bed or a couple of hours before bed. Don't do that. Avoid screens, avoid caffeine, and heavy meals about an hour or two before bedtime. Caffeine, obvious reasons, it's gonna, block the chemicals or transmitters in the brain that make you feel tired. So your sleep is gonna suck. Even if you do fall asleep, the quality of your sleep is not going to be the same. So yeah, no caffeine. I would say honestly, at least like 5-6 hours before you go to sleep. And of course, no heavy food, because when you're digesting food, your body temperature rises, and it's like doing something, and that's not going to help with sleep, because you need your body to be more calm. Your body temperature has to be a little lower as well for you to sleep properly and have that deep sleep. Okay, if you are someone that needs to work till late, then you need to use these types of glasses. Like you would have seen these before, like the blue light blocking glasses. The clear one is the most like basic one. It's good for like usually during the day if you want to avoid some eye fatigue. They do come in more like yellow tinted ones as well, and you can also get the ones that are like basically just red, and they're super effective, and they're the most effective. But I would say get the regular blue light blocking glasses, or ideally get these ones. And you can also swap out the light bulbs in your house, in your room. Get something with a more like warmer tone. The warmer the better, because it's going to mimic basically sunset, so your brain is going to get the idea that, okay, it's late now, it's time to start shutting down, start to release those chemicals that make you feel tired, and it can help you fall asleep better. So that is really ideal. You don't want to have poor sleep. It messes with your memory, your attention, and your mental clarity. So if you don't want to do that, non-negotiable, optimize sleep. So step 5, I've got more non-negotiables. Okay, these are basic things that we should all be doing, but I'm going to highlight it here as well, just in case you're not doing it already. So first things first, you want to get 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight in the morning. It's going to boost your alertness and your sleep regulation, because it kind of like fine tunes your brain with the circadian rhythm. So your brain, your body knows that, okay, the sun's rising now. This is when the sun rose, and it'll kind of keep a clock of when it, got that stimulus, and it'll know when it's time to shut down. You still need to be doing the, like the blue light glasses or the warm lights in the house. Otherwise, it's going to confuse your brain. But 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight, it's going to be great. It's also an amazing way of getting vitamin D for free. It's the best source of vitamin D. So essential. And you, of course, want to have daily movement. Walking, lifting weights, cardio pumps blood to the brain, and it lifts your brain fog really quickly. You find when you go on a run or you go for a walk or you lift heavy weights in the gym, after the session you're gonna feel pretty good. Okay, that's because your brain fog is gone. You feel clear, feel like you can focus, and everything just flows. So very, very essential. And be like this guy. He is in the sun, he looks fit, and he is drinking water and hydrating, which is the next point. Drink at least 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Now, I am guilty of probably not drinking 3 liters. I'd say I drink about a liter and a half a day. So I probably need to drink more water as well myself. So, essential, drink, more water, hydrate, get more sunlight, lift weights. As a side effect, you're going to start looking really good as well. So that's awesome. Of course, like I talked about before, you're going to be trying to reduce any processed sugars and refined carbs. So bread, cereal, sodas. You want to reduce that. Again, blood sugar spikes, and we've talked about what that causes. And of course, you want to be hydrated because, yeah, the blood sugar spikes and the dehydration are the top triggers for brain fog. So there you go. These are my steps on how I have been able to cure my brain fog, basically completely. I'm able to sit down, can get my work done. Early morning stuff. I wake up at 5:30. I'm working on content or filming videos like this. So try these steps, see how you go. And if you want to see more videos from a small YouTuber with like 10 subscribers, and you want to learn from someone who actually gives you like actionable steps instead of just some wishy-washy stuff, then consider subscribing, put on the bell notification to see my next videos, and I'll see you in the next one.